Good morning and welcome to our September 26th, 2017 Public Safety Briefing. Today we're going to talk about a couple topics, one of which is a serious assault that took place over the weekend where multiple arrests were made. Prior to beginning that, we want to inform our public and our citizens that we are still experiencing a high number of theft from motor vehicles as well as theft of vehicles as a result of victims leaving valuables in their vehicles that's in plain sight, whether that is computers, purses, wallets, cash. We're asking the public to remove any of those items from your vehicle when you do exit your vehicle. On top of that, please remove your keys from your car, turn your vehicles off when you leave those vehicles. We're starting to experiencing vehicles being stolen as a result of keys being left in the vehicles and the vehicles being left running, particularly in the area of Camden Avenue and that neighborhood surrounding that particular location of our city. So if you would, please lock your vehicles, remove any items from those vehicles prior to leaving them. That would be very helpful for us. Over the weekend, on September 24th, 2017, the early morning hours of Sunday, at approximately 3:30 a.m., officers responded to the area of Waverly and Middle Boulevard for a report of a stabbing victim that was at that location. Officers quickly arrived on scene and met with a single victim who was experiencing multiple stab wounds to his lower abdomen. As detectives arrived on scene, they worked throughout early morning Sunday into the early part of this morning in an effort to identify suspects, interview witnesses, and obtain video footage from area businesses around that location. It was ultimately determined that the victim was walking in the area of Middle Boulevard in Waverly when he was chased and ultimately attacked by multiple suspects in that particular area. As the suspects attacked this victim, they stole his cell phone as well as an undisclosed amount of cash from him. Detectives now believe that this incident is domestic related and by no means is a random attack upon this victim. We believe that the victim, to some degree, is familiar with his assailants. The victim was transported to Peninsula Regional Medical Center where he was treated for serious but non-life-threatening injuries, where he remains in stable condition. We've been able to identify 6 suspects, and we've arrested, up until this morning, 6 of those suspects related to this assault. I can identify the following suspects as being 17-year-old Trajan Asha McCready of Salisbury, Maryland, who has been charged as an adult for attempted first and second degree murder, as well as assault first and second degree, armed robbery, theft, and reckless endangerment. The second suspect is identified as 17-year-old Major Linnell Richardson IV of Salisbury, Maryland, who has also been charged as an adult with attempted first and second degree murder, assault first and second degree, reckless endangerment, armed robbery, and theft. The third suspect is identified and has been arrested, 16-year-old Kevin Nala Sek of Salisbury, Maryland. Mr. Sek was charged as an adult as well and charged with attempted first degree and second degree murder, assault first and second degree, reckless endangerment, and wearing and carrying a dangerous and deadly weapon. The fourth suspect is identified as 18-year-old Willie Lee Hunter IV. Mr. Hunter is of Salisbury and was charged with attempted first and second degree murder, assault first and second degree, and wearing and carrying a dangerous and deadly weapon. The fifth suspect is 17-year-old Earl Stevenson Hodges, who is also of Salisbury, Maryland, and charged as an adult. He was also charged with attempted first and second degree murder, assault first and second degree, reckless endangerment, and wearing and carrying a dangerous and deadly weapon. The sixth suspect is identified as 18-year-old Micah Elijah Martin. Mr. Martin is of Salisbury, Maryland, and he was also charged with attempted first and second degree murder, assault first and second degree, reckless endangerment, wearing and carrying a dangerous and deadly weapon. Detectives are in the process of identifying and arresting additional suspects as a result of this incident. We are also working with area businesses to obtain their video surveillance footage as the investigation goes on. So at this time, I would entertain any questions that you may have related to the serious assault that occurred over the weekend or the locking of vehicles in the Camden Avenue area.
What's the Crime Stoppers phone number if anyone sees anything out of the ordinary and would like to report it?
We would ask anybody that has any information related to the stabbing from over the weekend or any suspects that might be involved in theft from vehicles or the theft of vehicles, please contact Crime Solvers at 410-548-1776, where cash rewards could be paid for information that leads to an arrest of any suspect related to those incidents. And seeing no additional questions, thank you for joining us and have a great week.
We got one question. Was everybody, were those people all familiar with each other?
The question was, are the suspects in the stabbing familiar with each other? The investigation is leading us to believe that yes, in fact, they are familiar with one another, to include the victim. Thank you.